Hi, welcome back to Gotta Be Me podcast. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say it. That's her job.
No, we're not going to do the whole introduction. We are just shooting this video to show you how much taller Peyton is than me. I'm kidding. We're doing this video to give a tour of our bookshelf. Someone in the comment section asked us to do that. And we're like, hey, that's a good idea. We'll go through some of the books that are on our shelf. And people keep on asking about these knickknacks we have here. And we'll talk about that too. We'll show you our top shelf, which is our favorite shelf. And it unfortunately cannot make it into the podcast, and we'll just go through some of our books quickly.
What are we going to start with?
Let's start with our favorite shelf, our Black history shelf. Go ahead, Peyton. What are some of your favorite books on there?
Well, we already talked about this one. This is one of my favorite books right here, The Hate You Give. I read it when I was like 16. That was like kind of helped me wake up to social issues that we have in America right now. It's kind of a little bit more modern, whereas like you got Roots, where that was a super awakening moment for me, but that's set
kind of like
in
classic.
like the what starts in like 1600s. I could pick another one. I really love. I think you're in the way, Sophia.
Oh,
Is she in the way? I really love the book Stamped from the Beginning, which talks about racism, how to be an anti-racist. And now I'm gonna hate on Sophia because she hasn't read it.
My bad.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, this is a really good book. I think everyone should read it.
Let me pick. I guess I kind of like the same books that you pick on shelf. I'm going to talk about James Baldwin's books.
See, that's where I went first.
Because, actually I'm going to move up here. So up here on the top is Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. That was another really impactful book for me. It's a great picture kind of into Black church and what it has given and taken in the community. Obviously, the autobiography of Malcolm X, we've talked about that one.
We got our Malcolm Gladwell books, which I remember reading those when I was like 15, 16, and they were just so stimulating for my brain.
And we decided, it's a Black author, so let's put them on there.
Blink.
What the Dog Saw was my personal favorite.
I loved Blink so much because I don't know, I just love thinking about how the brain works, and in that snap second, you make all those decisions, all those preconceived notions.
And where it talks about your quick decisions between when you see a picture of a Black man and a white man, that was kind of scary.
I literally took the test. I'm not going to say what the results were, okay, because it made me so mad.
I think that's kind of a giveaway. Anyway, let's go on to this shelf over here. This is like pretty much our classic shelf. So we kind of have classics and Black history kind of mixed in, I guess, in between these. But when I was about 12 years old, that's when I really started getting into the classics. I loved David Copperfield, loved David Copperfield. And I love Rudyard Kipling, but so many of these other books are good. And as I got older, that's when I started getting more into Black literature. And in a way, it's unfortunate that I didn't have more Black literature when I was younger. But in another way, I think getting a hold of that Black literature when I was older, I have a more mature understanding of it, and I can actually look back at the classics and still see what's good from them, the excellence of the writing, but also how racist or, misogynistic or whatever the authors were. I'm not to just lay judgment every time, but you can break it down better when you're older.
I'm feeling sad right now because I feel like so many books are missing. Like, where's our Alice Walker books? Where's our Toni Morrison books? Where's our,
I know, some of them, our shelf is not all the way full because
some of them are over there, but
wanted to leave spaces.
I want everyone to know that these are my pictures, okay? Even though Sophia insists on having them on this
goes by my head,
on the side of her side of the podcast, this is my picture. Down here, this is my picture. Well, and also,
go ahead.
Also, Angela Davis is my picture.
Excuse me.
She is mine. Those are mine.
But she shares them. They're ours.
I do share them.
It belongs to me and you.
I share. I'm nice.
So we'll just go back down to the bottom shelf and quickly go over that. These are mostly informational books. We got a couple commentaries, books about different countries, dictionaries, that kind of thing. If we swing over this way, these are photo albums full of pictures of us. That's a picture of me, and that's all the girl cousins on my dad's side. The shelf just up from that's going to be like children's books, like young teenager, preteen. Most of them I've probably read like 3 times. I was that child. I got a good book and I just read it and read it and read it.
Do you have Jip on here? Do you have Jip on here?
Jip was so good in my opinion. I was like, that ending
totally you found out he was mixed. You
yes.
were like, what?
And you never thought of it, but then it was like the best thing ever.
Yeah. These are your
Yeah, if we go over here, so I'll
commentaries.
come over this way. These are like diplomas and stuff. That's funny. This is my sister. She lives in Mexico, and these are more like church history and Bible reference books.
Yeah, what do we have? We had to read Cleansing of the Sanctuary. That is some serious stuff.
Did you?
I feel like I finished Cleansing of the Sanctuary, but not Birth of a Reformation.
I did. Birth of a Reformation was so much more interesting.
I did one or the other, but I almost made it through both of them.
Anyway, both good books for understanding doctrine.
Church
History of the Church, really good. Read that one. What the Bible Teaches, super good. The Gospel Day, all good for just basic understanding of the scriptures. If we come up here, we have Strong's Concordance, which I personally recommend if doing Bible study, is like one of the best, most exhaustive concordances. It has all the words in Hebrew,
I have
all the words in Greek.
I have a Strong's Bible,
all the definitions.
Really nice.
So it just yours just has
mine
the references
has all the
right
numbers
there.
right beside it.
Strong's is really great. This is a beautiful copy of Martyr's Mirror, which is another great history book.
I was supposed to have to read that too.
Really, that is a heavy book. I used to like to go through it when I was younger. I never read the whole thing.
That's so scary.
This is a commentary. This is more commentary sort of books. Now over here to the knickknacks. All you people that are so concerned about our knickknacks, I will now explain. So we love to travel. I love to travel. I've been to, I was going to count the countries, but I forget. More than 10 countries. These are from Nepal. So they have nothing to do with my personal beliefs as far as worshiping them. I am a born-again Christian and I love it that way. But they are, to me, artifacts of a religion that's prominent there. Actually, I don't know if you know this, but it's actually illegal to preach Christianity in Nepal. Like, it's not, I don't think it's illegal to be a Christian, but you can't, like, spread the gospel. So when we go there, we try to be low-key, But everybody there, most of the people there, I should say, are either Buddhist or Hindu, and I thought these were just great representations of the culture of the people there. And a Tibetan singing bowl is relaxing no matter what religion you are. This picture is from, picked it up. It's from South Mexico, I think, Campeche.
It's actually quite an intense picture. It's a little bit disturbing, actually.
But human sacrifice was the thing there.
Yeah, and it's history. It's true.
That's what the pictures of. I have a little poem there about books. We cannot leave out one of our favorite and most important books, and that is Hustlin' Backward by Stephen P. Hargrave. Maybe we can drop the link in the bio, but this is truly, if anything, is life-changing.
And I would suggest that you hear it on Audible, too, because the author of the book actually reads it.
And it's a lot
more impactful
experience when you listen to the author read it. So Hustlin' Backwards, Regressive Progression. This is the story of freedom captured. It's excellent. This shelf up here, if we just move up. Oh, wait, I wanted to mention, this lion is from Africa. Our trips to Kenya are among some of our favorite memories, me and my sister. Unfortunately, Peyton has not yet made it to
I missed out on the
Kenya,
trip.
but
too bad.
She still has goals to get there. Back to this top shelf. These are like just kind of our adult books. I have to admit that there's a lot of them I actually haven't read.
We have some good old Christian romance.
Yeah.
Up here.
Lord of the Rings, of course. What's the other book by this author? Kite Runner. Yeah, that one was pretty popular, and it's good. And it's a good book too. Where the Crawdad Sings was popular. Anyway, yeah. Did you ever read A Chance to Die when you were like a young teenager and think I will be Amy Carmichael?
No, I thought I was definitely going to be Amy Carmichael reincarnated. I was a little strange as a child, and I would be like,
but the
I'm going to rescue all the little girls from the temples where they're being prostituted.
And, like, I had those dreams, too, but, like, the low-key racist vibes that all the missionary books you read growing up.
I know.
Like that.
Feeling like that white savior mentality and everything.
Yeah, like, we had to get out of that. So let's move all the way to the top shelf. I'll start at the left. These are my very precious and valuable, to me, commentaries. I have on the outside Adam Clark, and in the middle Matthew Henry.
They make you look more knowledgeable.
Well, I did read them a lot. Like in my teens, I would just get down a commentary. I would pick a book of the Bible, and instead of just reading through the book, read through the commentary. It was so interesting for me. And over here on the right, we just had the Barnes & Noble brand of quite a few of the classics. And one of our favorite little knickknacks.
Watch, I'm going to get her down.
Go ahead and get her down. I'm not going to lie. I think she's literally like from Target or the Dollar Tree or something, but she's so beautiful.
I thought she was from Africa.
I wish. No, she's not, but she's so beautiful. And another thing that we were so sad, I'm telling you, we tried to put her on every single shelf, but no, only the
She's
top
too
shelf.
tall.
That's only where she fits. But anyway, now at least you can see her. So that's a tour of our bookshelf. I mean, there's a lot more in it. Obviously, I have the Shack by Young. I love all his books. Eve and Crossroads, I both think are really nice books if you're spiritually mature enough to read
We
them.
never talked about this book.
The Three
The
Mothers.
Three Mothers. It's so great because it's about James Baldwin, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King's mothers.
Yes.
I feel like as Black women, that's so
The
crucial to
subtitle, I
talk
think,
about.
is so good. It says, How the Mothers of Those Three Men Shaped a Nation. Like, we need to acknowledge that. These three great men, we need
There
to
they
talk
are.
about who made
These
them
are
great.
the ladies who raised them, and I think that is a valuable understanding to have.
Absolutely. The New Jim Crow,
Michelle Alexander.
coupled together with 13th is crazy good
I
understanding.
did the documentary. You can see my bookmark is like 1/8 of the way through the book, so I did not
It's
get
kind of
through it.
heavy reading. It's very informational. It's not like
Are you missing anything
just
else?
not one of those ones that we quickly.
important?
Maya Angelou, I Know Where the Caged Bird Sings. That was an experience for me to read. I don't know if we have it on here, but The Color Purple was a great experience. And what's Viola Davis's book? Did you ever read it?
Finding Me.
I loved that book.
Yeah, I got it
too.
from the
I wish
library.
I had a hard copy of it. I listened to it on Audible.
Wait, these are my 2 new books.
Oh, yeah, One
Sophia
Blood.
got me this one.
Yes,
One Blood.
got them
I
for
haven't
her.
gotten all the way through.
Just
I haven't gotten all the way through it, but so far it's been really intense just understanding what it was like as a Black woman in the United States during 50s, 60s, 70s, and just the intense hopelessness that
it's kind of like a saga.
located there, right? Yeah, and it goes through family generations. And then I have this book right here, which I thought was really interesting, called Black Chameleon. I've been reading some of it, and I thought it was really interesting because this woman actually writes like African American mythology.
That's interesting.
Which is really interesting to me because we don't really have that, right? Because mythology was written way back when. I mean, we got our old African stories, right? But we don't have African American mythology, which it's been really interesting.
Also, I think, didn't I get this for you too?
Nope, my mom did.
I wanted to say that I got that for you. Somehow Killers of the Flower Moon got down here with our Black History books. Not Black History, but another excellent book, which if you understand the part about you are Black too, then it's everybody's history and it's all Black history, right?
It's all of us.
There you go. There's kind of a tour of our bookshelf. Maybe with some of the closer shots that we got, you'll be able to see some more of the titles. This is by no means an exhaustive library. We have more books, and we are planning to buy more books. I think if we're anything like your mom, we'll just be buying books and books.
My mom has literally.
How many books do you estimate your family has?
I could not guess.
Probably thousands.
But my mom has started a collection. I got 2 little brothers. For each of us children. So there's like 4 copies in the house. Because her copy, a copy for me, a copy for Titus, a copy for Isaac.
There's
it's
hundreds.
Just crazy.
And to me, that's like just invaluable. Like books are they're like friends kind of that never treat you wrong.
And family.
Yeah. I love my books. So there you go. There's our bookshelf, our backdrop to God Beneath podcast. Y'all take care. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Peace, love, and hair grease.